What's up, guys? This is Dino here, and today I have a brand new episode for you. This is What If Ash had fusion Pokemon. This is an April Fool what if, so don't take this too seriously because there is no script written here. I just designed the slides and I will just go through them. So sorry if I stumble, sorry if I make some mistakes because this is just meant to be for fun. This is nothing serious. This is just my take on what would have happened if Ash had somehow fused his Pokemon. Now, how this would happen, this is like complete headcanon. I will get into this soon enough. And before we begin, just a quick message for all you guys. At the time of this recording, we are at 800 subscribers. So we just have 200 to go. So if you're watching this video and not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you in the future, if you change your mind, you can always unsubscribe. And with that all out of the way, let's begin the story. What if Ash had fusion Pokemon? But before we begin, we have to base some rules here. So there will be two rules, rule 1 and rule 2, and both of them have to be applied at the same time. And don't worry, I will explain the rules right now so there is no confusion. So the rule number 1 says that the Pokemon which are to be fused should be of same species or close enough. So turtle and tortoise, one bird and another bird, fish and another fish, dragon and another dragon. Like these all things are like the same species roughly, and but they are, and even if they're not specifically the same species, they're like close enough. So I think that the fusion is viable here. And one example will be Dreadnought and Caracosta. And I will be taking the Dreadnought and Caracosta example just to make things simpler, so that you guys can understand the rules clearly. Rule number 2 says same number of stages and same stage during fusion. For example, Dreadnought and Waterol can't fuse, like at all, because the Squirtle line has 3 evolution stages and the Dreadnought line has 2 stages, so they can't fuse. And I gave you the example of Dreadnought and Caracosta. So the second line of the rule will be applicable here. Dreadnought and Turtwig can't fuse. Although they have the same species or close enough, they have the same number of evolution stages, but they are not at the same stage during the fusion. Dreadnought is at the second stage, and Caracosta as and Tartiga is in the first stage. So the fusion is not possible here. So the ideal scenario where both rules apply would be here, Dreadnought and Caracosta, which will make Dread Costa, because both the rules, rule 1 and rule 2, are applied here at the same time. So now you get the fusion. I hope that's clear. And if I miss out on anything during the video, please let me know. Please let me know in the comment section. So at first we begin with the Kanto region, and unfortunately, because in the Kanto region, all of the Pokemon that Ash captures, none of them are really the same species. None of them are even close enough. And even the ones that have the same evolutionary stage are not at their final stage, are not at the same stage, and even apart from that, they are not of the same species. So I don't think there will be any fusions in the Kanto region. The first fusion we do get is when Ash catches a Chikorita. Now here, Chikorita is based off a plant. Now I know, like the grass types are also based off some other animals, but we are going to take the broad category which says close enough. So one plant can fuse with another plant, and this is not like a general rule of nature, because everyone knows it's not possible, right? But again, this is just for fun, so don't take this too seriously. So the first fusion that takes place is Chikorita and Ash's Bulbasaur. This makes Bulbarita. Bulbarita would later go on to evolve into Ivy Leaf. Now, as for the changes that would occur here, these will be not so drastic in my opinion, because the major battles that Belief competed in the Johto region were against Gary's Blastoise and Harrison's Blaziken. Now here's the thing: in the Johto League, Gary's Blastoise, Harrison's Blaziken, and Ash's Charizard were depicted, or at least implied, to be at like the topmost level during the league. Like Harrison only lost the league because he couldn't use Blaziken, and we all saw the power on display when Charizard battled against Blastoise and Blaziken. So it's safe to say that even with the fusion, although it would put up a better fight against Blastoise, because in the original timeline Belief just got mollywopped. It, I believe, would definitely put up a better fight, maybe even cause Blastoise some damage, and this would lead to Ash's Charizard getting an easier victory over Blastoise. But Blaziken, on the other hand, I think the type advantage would be too much, and Blaziken is just like too unknown of a Pokemon at that time to beat, even with the fusion. As for the power scale of the fusion, I think this Ivy Leaf would be lesser than or equal to Mechanium. Again, this is not based on the Dragon Ball Z fusion, so don't take that power scale. I would much rather have the fused Pokemon have the better base stats in in each region. For example, if Ivysaur's HP is better and Bayleaf's special attack is better, so it will have Ivysaur's HP and Bayleaf's special attack. So that way. So I definitely think it would put up a better fight against Blastoise and maybe even against Blaziken, but I still see it losing to both of them. Now the second major change would occur when Bulbasaur battles against Solrock. When Ash battles Brandon in the Battle Frontier final battle. I said battle too many times, sorry about that. Now here things change drastically because Ivy Leaf would be much more powerful than Bulbasaur, and this would result in Solrock getting defeated rather than a draw. This would also mean that when Bulbasaur defeats Dusclops, Ivy Leaf would do it much easier. So that means that Ash would win his battle against Brandon much easier because Ivy Leaf would be there for longer. Now the second fusion that takes place is in the Hoenn region when Ash captures his Taillow, and when it evolves into Swallow, he fuses it with his Noctowl to create Nuelo or Sweltowl, maybe. I know the design is ugly. Sorry about that. And this would result in some massive changes because, first of all, Swallow battles in two epic matches in the Hoenn League. One against KT Caesar and another one against Morrison's Gligar, and both these battles ended in a draw. But here Swallow is fused with Noctowl, which has some pretty OP psychic moves. And although they won't really be effective on Caesar, but just the base power that it would gain after fusing with Noctowl and just the overall bulk it would get will definitely have its effect. And I think that it would definitely beat Caesar and also beat Gligar. As for the battle against Tyson, I don't think that even after fusing with Noctowl, it would go that far because remember Tyson has a Metagross, and I don't see the Noctowl Swallow fusion doing much against it. Even if it means that the battle between Tyson and Ash is much closer, I just don't see this fusion being the difference factor in that battle. So with that out of the way, we move on to the next battle which would change. And this would be when in the Sinnoh League when Noctowl battles against Conway's Dusknoir. Now Noctowl would end up losing this battle in the canon, but this time it's fused with Swallow. So that means it would have heightened speed and attacking ability. And although Trick Room will be on effect, I still see Swallow and Noctowl fusion beating this Dusknoir just because of the overall base power, and I think that here Ash will be able to do a lot better than he did originally. So our next fusion takes place all the way into the Unova region, where Ash catches his Swardle and Snivy. This would result in their own fusion into Swinivy or Snidle, whatever. So this would create a much more powerful grass type Pokemon, and it would later evolve into its second stage and then the third stage. Now here, I know the design looks different, and this is because I'm using Fusion Generator website. So in that website, you get to pick Pokemon for the left slot and right slot. So in the first two stages, I picked Snivy for the left and Swaddle and Swadloon for the right. But this theme resulted in a pretty ugly looking Serperior and Livani fusion. So I decided to switch their places, and then we got this a bug snake type. So I think this would be the better version. And the second fusion that takes place in the Unova region will be, of course, Ash's Sandile and his Totodile, creating Sandile or Totodile. Yeah, the last name is similar, so that's why. Anyways, this would later evolve into Krukono or uh, crocodile, I guess. And this would later evolve into a much more powerful fusion between feraligator and and crocodile. This would, I think, this would have the additional water typing, so that's also a plus point. As for the changes that would take place, Ash would definitely, and I mean definitely, beat Cameron. Because think about it, Snivy was on the verge of defeating Cameron's Riolu. So I'm pretty sure that here it would end up defeating Riolu. So that's all. So that's granted for sure. And when he beats Cameron, he would definitely battle Virgil in the finals. And now he has not only one but two powerful fusion in his team. So I think that would result in him beating Virgil, but it's still up in the air. So I'm saying that Ash could win the Unova League, but there's also a possibility that he would come up short against Virgil. So let me know. So let me know in the comments whether you think he will win or not. And with that, the next fusion, of course, takes place in the Kalos region, and this region will have a lot of fusions. Now, the first one will be a bit controversial, and I will fix it in the end. So don't worry, and please don't dislike the video when you see this. Ash would fuse his Froakie once it evolves into Frogadier. He would fuse his Frogadier with Palpitude, because frog and toad close enough, and this would create a pretty ugly looking Frogatoad or Palpidier. Okay, yeah, this would evolve into the Sesame Toad and Greninja fusion, because come on, man, this doesn't look that bad, right? I mean, I know there are a lot of Greninja fans who are going to get mad over this, but guys, this is just an April Fool's video, so please calm down. And here I will make this up to you. The second fusion will be everyone's favorite, Noivern. I know it was underutilized, so here I am giving it a better treatment than the anime did. This would fuse with Ash's Gliscor, and with that it would gain every inch of experience that Gliscor had. So imagine someone with Gliscor's experience of battling in the air and its physical prowess combined with Noivern's special prowess. You get noise score or Glyphon, and look at it. It looks like Batman, doesn't it? And and if you're still mad over the Greninja fusion, here you go. Ash's Gumi would fuse with Ash's Gibble. That's right, people. Gibble is going to evolve into a powerful fusion between Hi- Garchomp and Gudra, and this will be Good Chomp. Yeah, Good Chomp sounds better. And this Pokemon will be OP as hell, because it's a fusion between two pseudo legendaries. So imagine their best stats combined into one. And the last but not the least fusion will be between Ash's Talonflame and Staraptor, making it Talonraptor or Starflame. Both of them sounds great, and the design also looks cool. Again, remember in the description, Fusion Generator website. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't fuse it with Unpheasant, like, let's be real, guys. Staraptor and Talonflame are like the two best bird Pokemon ever, even in the anime. So come on, like, don't take this away from me. Unpheasant is, I will be honest, I don't like Unpheasant, so that's why I didn't really want to make the fusion. And Staraptor and Talonflame are two of my favorite Pokemon of Ash. Like, they are at 1 and 2, interchangeable. So please let me have this. As per the changes, as per the changes that would take place in the Kalos League. Now, Ash reached the finals and lost a narrow battle to Alan. Here, changes will occur. Of course, Ash will beat down some Pokemon because uh, actually, I don't think he will even be down, because most of the fusions would take place from the previous generation. So here you have a better team, arguably. You have Talonflame fused with Staraptor. You have Noivern fused with Gliscor. You have Gudra fused with the Garchomp. And then you have Greninja fused with Sesmetode. Now look, as per the power scale of these fusions, you already know. But here, I will put like a little hint out there. This Sesmetode and Greninja fusion will be slightly weaker than the Ash Greninja. I know it doesn't make sense statistically, but I do believe that Ash Greninja gets an additional power up due to the battle bond. So that's why I think that. Ash Greninja would be slightly stronger. So if you want to go ahead and pretend that this fusion never happened, it's alright. But still, with all these changes, Ash should definitely defeat Elan. That's for sure. Because the first battle was extremely close and competitive, and now you have like much more powerful variations of Ash's team. I would even argue and say that Goodchomp would have a pretty good chance at defeating Charizard. I'm not saying it would defeat him, but this would definitely not be an easy battle for Alan's Charizard. I see Alan's Charizard taking a fair bit of damage in that battle against Goodchomp, and this would soften it up for Greninja, and I think Ash should definitely win the Kalos League. So there you go. Good things are taking place. Ash had arguably won the Unova League, and now Ash is winning the Kalos League. So there you go. And with that, the next fusion would take place all the way into the Journey series, Pokemon Journeys. Because again, in Alola, there is the same problem that persists. The species that Ash captures in the Alola region are nowhere closely related to any of his previous Pokemon. If I'm mistaken, if I forgot any, like Incineroar or Melmetal, etc., so please let me know in the comments if I missed any evolutions in any fusions. And the last fusion would take place in the Galar region, and this would of course be between Ash's Lucario and his Dusk from Lycanroc, making Lycario, or a four-legged Lucario. Everyone wants that, let's be honest. And look at it, it looks so amazing. And uh, actually, this is not the last fusion. If you saw the thumbnail, you know what's coming next. Of course, Ash's Dragonite would fuse with his Charizard, making Dragozard. Now, originally, I decided to use the Fusion Generator website, but the both the fusions generated by the website were pretty horrendous. I mean, the Charizard and Dragonite fusions were like pretty bad, so I decided not to use them and use custom arts from some artists whose name and links will be in the description. So make sure to support them. As for the changes that would occur because of this, I think that the Lucario and Lycanroc fusion would definitely be much more powerful. I would say it would be on the same level as Mega Lucario, and plus, if Ash can stack some Mega Form on top of it, it would just make it even more overpowered. And although Journeys has not ended yet, it still has a fair amount of episodes to go. I see this fusion, whichever one, you can select anyone. I see it having a battle against Leon's Gigantamax Charizard, and that would be a battle for the ages. And I think that Journeys is setting up Ash to win the final battle against Leon, anyways. So I think this is how it would end, or they can go the Gmax Pikachu route. Who knows? And guys, that will be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay safe, guys. God bless.